Bats are not something to be afraid of. They're definitely something to appreciate. We can learn from them in all sorts of ways. Social systems, spatial memory. We can learn about developing technical tools like sonar that comes from echolocation from bats and other species. Tonight we're going to be counting bats emerging from bat boxes. These are little brown bats that form summer maternity colonies, so they're here to raise their pups, and this count helps us monitor populations and how they're changing through time.
We do a few counts throughout the summer to help collect data, and it's really exciting to see how tightly they are packed together. They do group up really tight in the early summer.
So little brown bats have unfortunately been impacted greatly by white-nose syndrome. We've lost at least 90% of our overwintering populations in the state.
These bats that have survived, they've evolved, they have some qualities that have allowed them to not die off from white nose. So these bats are the survivors. They are the future generations.
There could be a lot of consequences for our ecosystem as far as forest health or even reduction in benefits we get from pesticide control by bats. So there is not a cure for white-nose syndrome, and there is not a way that has been proven to prevent the spread of the fungus, but because the fungus that causes white-nose syndrome directly attacks bat tissues, growing on bat tissues through the winter, those bats wake up more frequently and are more likely to exit the cave and burn up their fat reserves as they look for available food sources. The hope with this project is that we could improve guidelines and recommendations for the general public to use bat boxes to support populations. What we found during this project was that a variety of box designs and placements can really benefit maternity colonies. Because bats need really hot temperatures for pup development, that's why they're often attracted to attics and buildings which hold those hot temperatures even through the night. So pups are safe, protected in buildings, but bat boxes can offer an alternative habitat when we can't have bats residing in buildings. But we want to still maintain that reproduction and keep bats in our area so we can benefit from the pest control they provide. The hardest part of my job used to be changing minds about how important bats are or why we need to keep colonies safe, but I would say that's turned into the best part of my job, because since white-nose syndrome was found in Minnesota, we saw these giant declines. Most of our inquiries coming in have been, how can I help bats? How do I put up a bat box to benefit bats? How can I keep them in the area? So it's been really cool to see the change in public perception from just 10 years ago.